Folks, stand by. April Ryan's going to join us. We're going to go back. 25 minutes before the hour. Joining us now, a lot of news yesterday about what happened at the White House with CNN reporter Kaitlan Collins. Joining us now, CNN consultant, but also a White House correspondent, American Urban Radio Networks, April Ryan. April, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. It's not that many people who can call or text me early in the morning while I'm asleep and say, "Can you come on?" It's not that many people, and I say, "All right, sure."
Well, I appreciate it. I love you.
Anytime you do, yes.
And not only that, why? And then calling you on in the midst of you saying goodbye to those little girls. How they doing?
Yeah.
How are they doing?
They're doing great. They're doing great. Mommy had to say goodbye to her babies, as always, before we all go to camp. And my oldest is going to get her permit, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
And I'm going to work.
well, outstanding. I appreciate you as always taking the time. So, were you in a part of that spray yesterday when Kaitlan Collins got in trouble?
No. Okay. That was yesterday. Was not my pool day. My pool day was Monday.
Okay.
But first of all, let's explain what the pool is.
Please.
Because there's so many of us, there's a representative from each news media, like when I said, medium, radio, TV, newspaper, wires, magazines, who basically are the representative for that medium that day. For me, it's every 12 days that I'm in the pool.
Okay.
And Kaitlan was the pool person yesterday. And it's when you go into the Oval Office or the Roosevelt Room, they can't fit all of us in. So there's that one person. Kaitlan has been asking some bomb questions in the briefing recently and in that room yesterday in the Oval Office. And if you saw Bill Shine holding his arms like he's trying to intimidate her, I'm like, you know what? That's not good. And this is not the only administration. Let me be clear that has had retaliation against reporters, but they've taken it to a whole nother level. There's a friendly adversarial back and forth. Typically, before this administration, Mike McCurry, the former White House press secretary for Bill Clinton, said that. And it was true. There's a friendly adversarial. We tried to get on because we both knew we had jobs to do. And there was a level of respect. Right now, there's none. Mm-hmm. This group of people, I've never seen anything like it. And, Mark, I'm going to say this to you, and people can say whatever they want. They can say I'm ghetto or whatever. Listen. There's been a sense of decorum, a friendly adversarial relationship, very political before. This is nothing but a street game. And the reason why they get over on some of these people, a lot of these people have never played a street game. And game keeps game. And, fortunately, I grew up in an urban setting. And I understand, I got family who knows Donald Trump, who's from New York. I know what he's putting down. Mm. And this is so it's about intimidation. I get something on you. I can see people are afraid of this man, and you should not be afraid of a politician. Politicians are about the people, for the people, and this is about a president and his administration who does not like a reporter to ask questions that they don't like. Where are we, Russia or China? Come on now. And I said it last night on CNN on Don Lemon, and I'm gonna say it again. The prolific philosopher rapper Jay-Z said it best. He said, he talked about big pimping. Well, I'm saying now, this president is taking the pages out of Little Rocket Man's book and Putin's book, and basically Putin is big pimping Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump thinks he can do it. You cannot get away with it. We are a democracy. This is not a dictatorship, and it feels like we are going into a baby dictatorship. This president. The day, January 21st, 2017. Now, I remember that day, and I know you do too. The crowds were thin. I don't care what they say. For Inauguration Day of Donald Trump. He was sworn in, and he swore to protect the Constitution. In that Constitution, there's a preamble talking about we the people. It's not a dictatorship. Then you go down into the amendments, right? First Amendment. It comes in right at number 1 because it's imperative. It's at number 1 because it's important. Our founding fathers, our white founding fathers who probably were slave owners, they came up and said, look, we got a thing called the press. and it's one of the pieces of accountability. There's a thing called checks and balances. Nobody's checking him. What did Sheree say on the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Who gonna check me, boo? Nobody's checking this president.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm not ghetto, but I'm very aware of the culture and cultural pop culture. But here's the I am a nerd, but no, but I'm telling you, I have never seen anything like this. We are not there to fight a president. We are there to ask questions that deal with all issues for people of all walks of life, be it here or overseas, and we research, and then we put the news out. We are not fake.
Right.
And one of the main reasons that he's fighting back is because this president is in trouble for the things that this is at his own hand.
Yeah.
He's asking the things that's at his own hand.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't like it, so therefore they're going to try to ban Kaitlan. That's a bad move.
Yeah.
And not only that, they didn't ban anybody else. They're banning a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
A woman.
Well, but let's be honest though, isn't he using your CNN network, April, as a foil for his base? It looks like, yeah, it's like.
I tell you what, his wife is watching. She realizes that's the real news.
So what's up with that?
And this is not, and Kaitlan before that asked some really tough questions in the briefing room a couple of days ago, the last briefing that we had.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day or that night, my days sometimes get melded together now because everything is just like one continuous.
Yeah,
story.
I know what you mean. Bless your heart.
Oh my gosh! So she asked some great questions in the briefing room the other day, and then it was either that night or the next day, the Michael Cohen and Trump tapes came out on CNN, an exclusive. And now Kaitlan's in there asking questions, and they ban her. They don't call on me. They treat me, And Sarah Huckabee Sarah Huckabee Sanders, whatever her name is, the press secretary said, it's not just stories, it's what you say on TV. I said, everything comes together. It's the same thing. I say the same exact. They're watching and they're listening. And I tell you what, they won't try that one with me. Been around too long, been there before they got there. I know the processes. I'm going to ask a question. When it came to State of the Union, oh, that's a good question. I'm like, what does the president, this is when they thought it was a good question. All the rest of my questions were crazy, they think. I said that day, what does the president feel about the state of our union? Typically, there's an optimistic tone. They say it's either great or we're working, whatever, towards something. And they were so happy about that. But then, I asked about Russia. I asked about, police-involved shootings and that taking the knee stuff. Why is the president still doing that narrative when it's not about disrespecting soldiers, or the flag? They don't like it because they don't want to deal with it. He is appealing to his base, his racist, divisive base, without a care in the world of the rest of America and the world. And now he is in trouble because those tariffs that he wanted to put in place were hurting those people in rural America that he said, I am your guy. I'm like you. And what they don't understand is he might be an artful and he may not be as polished. And that might be why we think that he's more common than he is lofty. But this man hurt his own base. And this man is not like any of us. If any of us who are of average income tried to go into Trump Tower, we can't afford those rooms. Yeah. He's not like me.
Right.
We can't afford to stay. Can't even afford a meal in his restaurant. So he is not like us. And then if we came in there wanting to stay, people would probably put us out. So people need to look. And he's talking about don't pay attention to them. Don't believe what they're saying. It is true.
Yeah.
The truth comes out. The truth hurts.
Yeah.
And it's hurting him terribly.
Yeah. No, that's very, very real. April Ryan with us, folks. So what happens today? Is she? Can she still go to White?
They're out of town.
That's right.
There's no briefing. But I tell you what, she is a credentialed member of the media, and the White House Correspondents Association is standing up for her. Even Fox News came to our defense. I'm not. They should be thankful I'm not on that board anymore. Because I'm telling you, I'd be up in Sarah Huckabee's office by myself, just having a knockdown, drag-out fight with her. Because Josh, when I was on the board, I would not have knockdown, drag-out fights with Josh. It's always about access. Josh Ernst, the White House press secretary for Obama, and it's about access. And it's not about us. It's about if you cut off the press, the American public doesn't find out what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's not about us. It's about you, we the people, taxpayers. And I have never seen anything like this before in my life. Never. And it's all culminating around this Russia stuff. And it's just crazy.
Yeah. Just to I want to do this just to kind of be sure our audience has all the context. This is a bit of the audio. If Andrew would bring me up, this is a bit of the audio from yesterday.
Here's the moment.
Here it is.
Play it. I want to hear it.
Did Michael Cohen betray you, Mr. President?
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Mr. President, did Michael Cohen betray you?
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Mr. President, are you worried about what Michael Cohen is going to say to prosecutors?
Thank you, Kaitlan. Let's keep going.
Are you worried about what is on the other tapes, Mr. President?
Thank you all. Let's keep going. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much, everybody.
Why has Vladimir Putin not accepted your invitation?
Keep going. Come on. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Let's go. Come on, guys. Thank you very much.
We're done. Let's go. Why has Vladimir Putin not accepted your invitation, Mr. President?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, so after that happened,
So who is that shouting, "We're done," all the time?
That's the handlers. Those are the teenage handlers who are as nasty as Viper.
They said they're
teenage
teenagers.
They're about 20 years old, new to the business stuff, and they've got them just as mean and as Viper as Sarah Huckabee Sanders. They're very nasty. But see, here's the problem. I commend Kaitlan for that line of questioning.
Sure.
Because one, those tapes came out. You don't bring the press in for a photo op with all the media and don't allow us to ask. What you want us to come in there? What are we there for? Window dressing? Now, that's what we do. She was doing what she was supposed to. Those tapes came out and he had not addressed it except for on Twitter.
Right.
And no. Excuse me, Kaitlan was absolutely right.
But why would they think that happens if you open up the door and those tapes came out? Why would you think someone wouldn't ask that question?
Hello. Hello. Wow.
There it is, April Ryan with us, folks. So they've cut down on the briefings. We're not going to get any more readouts on meetings with foreign leaders.
You're saying it. You're saying it. That means the American public is cut out on whatever this president is doing. They're cut out. They're not being given the information about what the president is saying to foreign leaders. This president has gone into meetings with Little Rocket Man Kim Jong-un by himself. We don't know what he said. Mm-hmm. Gone into a meeting with Vladimir Putin, and we don't know what he said. Mm-hmm. Something is wrong. These are people who have been considered enemies of this nation.
Yeah.
And now, but yet the EU and all our European allies are now, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And we don't know what he's saying. He is taking hundreds of years and turning it upside down on its head. And there's no one who knows what he said.
So now,
except for the soccer ball with the chip in it. Russia knows, but we don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is not just a press issue. This is a serious, deep. Elijah Cummings, African American Democrat congressman from Maryland, who sits on the government oversight and reform committee. He's the Democratic lead. He said this is a deep, deep national security issue. There are far-reaching repercussions from this. This is not a joke. This is not just people picking on something. This is real.
Lastly,
forgive me for coughing. I'm getting over bronchitis. But go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm getting over something too.
Nothing
that seriously, but yeah, I know I had a little summer cold. Yeah, I had that too. I'm getting over a cough myself, so we're the same. But lastly, didn't the Melania spokesperson say she can watch whatever she wants to, kind of signaling that she was looking at CNN purposely? That's what she was looking at.
And the president wants to get 2 more TVs. But guess what? Who's going to pay for those 2 more TVs? Because he doesn't want her.
Right.
That's why CNN.
The taxpayers are. Of course we are.
Taxpayers. So this is crazy, and this is. I don't know. This is a time where critical thinking is needed. We just cannot take things on the face of it because there's a lot of stuff in the weeds that you just don't see, and they're covering it up. And I'm sorry, I am a reporter, but I'm telling you, something is not right. I have never in Bill Clinton's worst day, in George W. Bush's worst day, in Barack Obama's worst day. Never have we seen anything like this. Something is not right.
April Ryan with his folks lastly.
Tapes brought Nixon down.
Hello. When, Avenatti's saying this morning that in some of these other tapes, there's some indication, if not in the tapes, there's some indication they were trying to even cover up a pregnancy. But his base.
Look, now I don't know about. I'm
just
saying
what he's saying. I'm just saying what he's saying. But now.
Well, he had breakfast with Cohen, so he might know.
Yeah,
he had breakfast with Cohen. Yeah, he very well may know.
Reverend Sharpton had lunch with Cohen last week.
And we need to find that out too. I'm gonna call. I'm gonna say, Reverend, Reverend, now how you doing this morning? What's going on? I mean, but seriously, that's how you find out what's going on. I guess people bringing it up and lunching, and you get the dirt from the person who was actually in the room. Not the dirt, but the news. But then you find out if it's real, if somebody else said it. There's some other stuff. Let me say this to you. I got word about something that was on those tapes, and that kind of bothered me. But I'm not allowed to say it yet.
Well, you can't say that and then not tell us what you found out. What?
I know, but I'm just gonna say this. It has been speculated for a long time, and it was verified on those tapes, and a few people heard it. So I cannot say anything. One of my sources said I got to get it corroborated.
Not on the tape we heard yesterday, but on another tape.
No. There are 100 tapes. Over 100 tapes.
What, you mean Cohen?
And the thing of it is, don't think that one tape was the only tape.
Right.
Because that's what they were known for taping each other and taping people.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
You mean Trump taped him too?
Trump taped people. Everybody taped people. Omarosa taped me. I mean, shoot, that's what he did.
Everybody's taping.
Everybody taping except for me. Except I go when a source calls me, is it okay for me to record this call for broadcast purposes? I don't just arbitrarily tape this. You could be sued for that.
Yeah.
In some states, I guess.
But, when's the book coming out?
This is a hot, steamy, stinky mess. Oh, the book. Let me tell you something. This book has got people all in the uproar already. And the book comes out September 1.
Okay.
Pre-order is underway. April Ryan under fire on the front lines of the Trump White House. This book is hot. It's fire. I've been getting great reviews from it.
Okay, good.
It's already made news.
Send me the galley so I can start reading it.
Okay, well, text me everything so I can make sure you get a galley.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. And there's one other story in the news, for disclosure, so nobody thinks I'm avoiding it or April already let me know. This other story where another reporter allegedly said to April that she was only called on at the White House because she's black. She can't comment on it. It's with the lawyers now. She's looking at some legal redress on that. So that's the only reason we're not getting into that. But some of you, I just want to say that.
And you're right. I talked to my attorney after I got your text, and he said, just say your attorneys are handling it, and that's it. My attorneys are handling it. My attorney is handling it. And you hear the smile in my voice.
Yeah, I hear you. Right? I know it's gonna be handled too.
Bush and DJ Khalid said, well, let me shut up. I can't. My attorney is handling it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Finish it. You can finish it. We on Sirius XM. Finish it.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
You already said big pimping.
Big pimping, hey. And I'm gonna see Jay-Z and Beyonce this weekend too. I'm like, hey.
Where you gonna see
them?
I'm
going to in D.C. I'm going with a smile on my face this weekend. That's all I gotta say. All I do is win.
April Ryan.
Throw my hands up, and they stay there, and they stay there, up, down, up.
April Ryan, y'all. Follow her on Twitter at April D. Ryan. April, love you. Give the girls my love too, okay?
Love you too, Mark. Talk to you soon. Thank you.
All right. Take care now.